Hi, friends. So today I'm drinking one of these banana green smoothies that I mentioned. I hope you can see the emerald green, life giving color of the smoothie. It's legit. All right, so I took a day off riding my bike yesterday. And did a bunch of maintenance on my bikes. Kind of tore down the one that I got into a crash with, or that I had a spill on, I should say. And and I just took a day off the bike. But today I got back on the bike, and it's a very small thing, but it reminded me of how strength of character is really about how you come back from things that happen to you. And if you refuse to let any setbacks affect what you decide to do in your life, then you can really become unstoppable. And it's this quality of how we respond to things, and responding to things in a strong way. It's that quality that I'm really attracted to in people. I mean, people who really overcome adversity, those people are just so inspiring. I just think of people who have serious physical and mental challenges and make life work regardless. That's a really, really admirable quality. So when I was out on my bike, the first 10 or 15 minutes is a little nervous. I'm kind of getting my legs back underneath me. And, and after those 10 or 15 minutes, I felt so good. And I'm like, yeah, I'm back. Let's go. Of course, I can't see perfectly out of my right eye, not because my vision is hampered, but because, if I just let my face relax, it's kind of bruised up around here, and the blood in that area is kind of making it hard to see perfectly. So I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't go on any epic rides or push myself really hard. But, riding my bicycle is part of my lifestyle. It's something that I just am so glad I got back into. And to be back on the bike, it feels really great. So, there are a lot of examples that we can read about and look to about this quality of overcoming adversity, or that's kind of not the right term. It's more like when bad things happen, things that you don't wish happen, to keep moving forward regardless. And of course, if you can see it as a learning opportunity, then that's great, then you develop as a person. But the important thing is to keep the forward momentum going. So I thought of some examples from authors, like J.K. Rowling, for instance. I know she was rejected over and over and over again. Regardless of what you think about J.K. Rowling, you got to admire the fact that she made it happen. And her story, I think in her case, especially her amazing creative attention to detail. And that, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, but man, that book sort of took over the world. I remember when the first Harry Potter came out, it was some holiday where my mother got me a copy of the book, and she said that it was the new Shel Silverstein, or not, maybe it's not Shel Silverstein, but there's this book that was really popular for young adults at the time. That's like something about like Glass Elevator or something. But anyways, I can't remember exactly. I'm sure someone will know what I'm talking about. But my mom said something like, yeah, this is supposed to be the new X book that I can't remember the name of right now. And I think it was my brother, maybe my dad, said, yeah, no, it's definitely not going to reach that level. And I don't know, if I knew what they were talking about, I definitely would have been like, nah, it's definitely not going to reach that level. But did it ever? I mean, Harry, I don't know. I mean, Harry Potter is like not just a franchise, but a dynasty or something like that. Incredible, right? Imagine if she had just said, you know what, maybe I'm just not an author. Maybe this just isn't what I'm supposed to be doing after the third or fourth rejection. The same thing happened to I think John Grisham, I think, is a good example. Again, not my favorite author. I know another one. Was it which one of? I know that one of John Irving's books got rejected in that way, like something like 40 times or something. That's also John Irving's an interesting character. I don't know if you know who he is, but he was a author who got kind of an early start and did really well as a young person, but also was a wrestler for like 20 years, and also was like a wrestling coach into his 40s or 50s or something. He's a friend of Dan Gable's, who's like the greatest American wrestler of all time, from what I remember. I wrestled in high school for like 1.5 or 2 years. I didn't love the people in the wrestling group very much at the time. I kind of wish I had stayed with it in a sense, but that was a good experience. I like martial arts a lot, but it just wasn't for me at the time. The social aspect of it was not going to work out. Anyway. Oh, what's another? Yeah, another example I thought of was Dr. Seuss. Like I think Dr. Seuss just was going to give it up, and he had been rejected hundreds of times or something like that. Household name, regardless of what you think of him. That's not what I'm talking about. I think he had his faults for sure. Anyway. So I'm basically encouraging myself to keep moving forward, keep things going, not just with bicycling, but also with the other things that I love to do in life. And that forward momentum is absolutely vital. It's kind of what makes us feel alive. It's what keeps us going. Keeping going, right? Anyway, I hope you all are doing great, and I'll see you on the next video. Take it easy.